executioner. You were cornered, provoked, shoved into the fire, and instead of burning, you became the fire. They wanted to see your downfall, but instead they witnessed their king's neck shatter under your will. They wanted to keep control, but you created a vacuum. And here's the paradox. The more they try to fill that void, the more they remind everyone who emptied it. You. You realize what that means. It means you've hijacked history itself. They can build statues, rewrite documents, scrub archives, spread propaganda. But none of that can erase the image stamped in the minds of those who saw their leader reduced to a cautionary tale. A kingdom is fragile when its people whisper that a single hand dethroned the untouchable. And that whisper spreads faster than any decree, faster than bullets, faster than money. That's what 500 million buys. Not your capture, not your death, but the illusion that control is still theirs to purchase. They believe throwing money at hunters will restore order. But the order they see is already gone. You broke it the moment you spilled their symbol's blood. You exposed their fragility, their dependence on fear. And now, every assassin they send, every mercenary that salivates at the bounty, will only contribute to your legend. Imagine it. Every failed attempt amplifies your myth. Every body bag delivered by those who thought they could cash in only reinforces the fact that you're not prey. You're a predator with a bounty-shaped halo. Now let's pause, shall we? Look at the irony. They wanted to own fear, but you privatized it. You monopolized terror, and now they're forced to rent it from you. They tell their followers you're dangerous, and in doing so they advertise your power. They tell their soldiers to beware, and in doing so they engrave your dominance deeper into their minds. You don't need to brag. Their propaganda department brags for you. You don't need to recruit. Their warnings recruit for you. And you know why this is particularly delicious. Because the bounty isn't just on your head, it's on their conscience. Every loyalist now questions, if our leader's head broke so easily, what makes me safe? Every advisor wonders, if the empire's architect crumbled to a single strike, what happens when I'm in the line of fire? You didn't just destroy a body, you destroyed the illusion of safety. That illusion was their strongest weapon. Now it's gone. You see, empires aren't toppled by armies alone. They're toppled when belief cracks. When soldiers stop seeing a throne and start seeing a coffin. When citizens stop seeing power and start seeing fragility. That's what you engineered with one decisive move. Another bounty is nothing but proof of their desperation. They cling to this number like a prayer bead, hoping money can reverse gravity. But gravity doesn't negotiate. And let's talk about that number, 500 million. You understand how obscene it is? It's not money anymore. It's theater. It's spectacle. It's them screaming to the world. We can't handle this ghost alone. Please, someone else take our nightmare away. They've turned your head into the ultimate lottery ticket. Then yet the very hunters who line up are trembling. Because here's the paradox. The more valuable your head becomes, the more dangerous the attempt to claim it. To chase you is to risk becoming another nameless corpse, feeding your story. Now imagine the chain reaction. Each failed hunter raises the price of admission. Each assassination squad that vanishes makes the bounty more radioactive, until eventually, 500 million won't be a temptation. It'll be a warning label, a radioactive symbol carved into the underworld's collective memory. Don't touch what cannot be caged. That's your legacy in progress. But let's not pretend this is just about blood and money. No, this is philosophy. This is psychology, weaponized. Because when they declared war on you with this bounty, they accidentally declared war on their own people's faith. Think carefully. What does it say about their power if one individual is worth more alive or dead than the stability of the entire empire? What does it say when $500 million doesn't buy loyalty, but desperation? It says you've inverted the hierarchy. You become the axis around which their world spins. Whether they like it or not, that's the ultimate domination. Not through ownership, not through armies, but through relevance. Their leader was once the sun of their universe. Now you've eclipsed him. And eclipses don't apologize. They don't ask permission. They happen. And everyone else is forced to stare into the shadow. That's what you are now. The permanent shadow they can't erase. And while they scramble, let's address the audience. You, the ones watching, leaning forward, devouring these words. You are the inheritors of this lesson. Understand this. Power is not about crowns, titles, or thrones.
Power
It's about the ability to redefine the meaning of fear in a single move. It's about making the entire hierarchy reorganize itself around your existence. That's what was accomplished the moment their leader's body kissed the ground without its head. You didn't just remove a man. You rewrote the script of control. And now, here we are, standing on the edge of something bigger. Because bounties don't end the stories. They escalate them, they multiply them, they drag new players onto the stage, each convinced they're the one to succeed where others fail. But here's the secret. Escalation doesn't weaken you, it strengthens you. Every new attempt forces you to evolve, to sharpen, to adapt. Every predator chasing you becomes a trainer, disguised as an enemy. They make you deadlier without realizing it. So let them come. Let the mercenaries chase their payday. Let the empire scream into the void about order and justice. You've already stolen their crown. Now you'll steal their sanity. And here's the prophecy they cannot accept. No matter how many billions they pile onto your name, no matter how many armies they unleash, the balance of power has already tilted. Because once fear changes ownership, it never reverts. And that's where the game truly begins. Because if they think this is revenge, if they think this is punishment, they're wrong. This isn't the end of the story. It's the foundation of a new empire, one not ruled by crowns or decrees, but by the whispered truth that one hairless body toppled an entire order. Then if you think the spectacle is over, if you think the curtain has fallen, no, the curtain has only just risen. Now pay attention. $500 million. Half a billion based on your existence. Do you understand the gravity of that number? That's not a bounty. It's a declaration of war against every breath you take. It's a scream from the elites who once saw themselves as gods, but now know they can bleed, they can fall, and they can die headless in their own halls of worship. And the man who proved it, you. They didn't expect it. They couldn't. Their leader was the fortress, the unshakable pillar they leaned on, the monster they believed would outlast every rebellion. But the irony of power is this: it creates blind spots. The higher the throne, the deeper the arrogance. He thought his title was insurance. He thought his empire was eternal. And in a single night, you wrote his obituary in a way no historian ever could, by reducing his name to a cautionary whisper. Do not stand against the one worth $500 million. Yes, they're throwing money at mercenaries now. They're mobilizing killers who crawl out of shadows, predators who dream of feasting on your legacy. They come armed with contracts, bloodlust, and fantasies of cashing in. But here's the paradox they refuse to see. By putting a price on your head, they built you into a monument. You're no longer a man. You're a myth wrapped in currency. Every hunter who dares step forward already kneels to your legend, because even in chasing you, they confess your value. The eclipses theirs. Think about it. How many assassins have walked this path before? Many. How many of them ever inspired such a song, such hysteria, such devotion to erasing their existence? None. Vision that will truly finish them. You see, 500 million is not the final number. It's just the opening bid. Because desperation never stops at the first scream. Once the crowd tastes blood, once the mob smells the aroma of fear, the price always rises. $500 million is today's obsession, but tomorrow, when more mercenaries fall, when more assassins disappear chasing you, the number will inflate like a balloon stuffed with paranoia. 600 million, 7, 8 billion. They'll keep raising it, not because they believe it will buy your death, but because lowering it would confess their defeat. They're trapped in a spectacle they can no longer control. But here's the tragedy, the irony, the comedy of it all. They don't understand what they've created. They believe the bounty devalues you, when in truth, it canonizes you. It chisels your name into history's stone tablet. And no matter how much gold they stack against you, it only tells the world this one fact. You, the one who sent their leader's head rolling into the dirt, are worth more than their entire kingdom combined. Look at the sequence of events. First, you cut down their god king. His body without a head became the symbol of your rebellion, the monument of your defiance. That one strike was not merely an execution, it was a declaration that their myth was mortal. And instead of erasing you quickly, instead of letting your act fade into memory, they broadcasted their terror to the entire planet by assigning you the most obscene price tag in modern memory. And now the whole world knows your head's worth 500 million, because you turned their leader into a headless body. It's poetic, isn't it? Their downfall isn't sealed by your sword, but by their own reaction to it. You didn't just destroy their figurehead, you forced them to reveal their weakness publicly. $500 million is not just a bounty, it's a confession. It screams to the world, we cannot contain this one. We cannot erase this ghost. We cannot enjoy his existence unless others carry the burden for us. And yet every bounty hunter that steps forward becomes part of your scripture. One by one they fall, feeding the mythos, fueling the whispers. Every corpse adds another layer of intimidation, until even the greediest mercenary hesitates, because chasing you isn't a contract anymore. It's a curse. But let's zoom in deeper. Why $500 million? Why not 50 million? Or 100? Because the elites are not just paying for your head. They're paying for silence. They're paying for control. They're paying to buy back the illusion you shattered when their leader's body collapsed headless before the world. But illusions don't regenerate. Once the curtain falls, once the truth leaks into the bloodstream of the masses, no amount of currency can erase it. Their leader's head rolling wasn't just the death. It was the death of belief. And beliefs are stronger than armies. Armies obey because they believe. Citizens follow because they believe. But now belief has shifted hands. You are the new symbol. You are the new reference point. $500 million is not their way of destroying you. It's their way of admitting you already ruled them without a throne. Let me make it clear. You are not running. You are not hiding. You are not simply surviving. No, you are orchestrating. Every failed attempt strengthens your legend. Every price increase adds new chapters to your scripture. They've turned your survival into a theater, and the audience can't stop watching. The hunters, they are nothing more than actors auditioning for a play they'll never finish. And the empire, it is a director losing control of its own stage. And don't think for a second that the people don't notice. They do. They whisper in taverns. They mutter in alleys. They post anonymous notes in markets. They say, if their leader fall, then no one is safe. If one man can topple the untouchable, then why should we fear the untouchable? And every time your name is uttered, the bounty fuels the legend. $500 million is not silencing you. It is amplifying you. It's turning your shadow into the headline of every conversation. Understand the billions of your position. They wanted to bury you under gold. But gold has a funny way of becoming a megaphone. It announces, it echoes. It reminds the world daily of your existence. Without the bounty, perhaps some would forget in time. But with it, you're unforgettable. They've made sure of it. Every time the number rises, every time another assassin takes the bait, your myth spreads like wildfire across continents. And what does this say about them? The mighty rulers, the self-proclaimed untouchables. It says they've lost control of the narrative. When their leader's head was severed, they lost their center. Now they try to reclaim balance with coins, with desperation disguised as strength. But the people are not blind. They see the panic. They see the fear. They see the empire screaming with its purse wide open. This is the irony of fear. It cannot be bought back once it's sold. And you've cornered the market. You've monopolized dread. You become the premium brand of terror, the one hunters die to chase, the one kings pay to silence. But silence will never come, because your act, the decapitation of the figurehead, is permanent. It's carved into the spine of history, and history doesn't refund. So what happens next? That's the sweetest part. The bounty becomes the disease that kills them. Their loyalists, tempted by greed, begin to turn on one another. Allies who once fought shoulder to shoulder start whispering betrayal, calculating if delivering your head would buy them freedom, safety, power. The bounty is a virus eating their unity, and while they devour themselves from within, you stand untouchable, watching their empire crumble under the weight of its own paranoia. This is the elegance of chaos. You didn't need armies. You didn't need fleets. You didn't need endless resources. All you needed was one moment, their leader's head rolling, and the rest unraveled itself. They are financing their own collapse. They are advertising their own weakness. They are painting you as larger than life. And the irony? You don't need to lift another finger. Your legend does the work for you. $500 million isn't just money. It's gravity, pulling everything toward collapse. It pulls mercenaries into their graves. It pulls whispers into bores. It pulls loyalty into betrayal. And soon, it will pull the empire into its own abyss. That's the true revelation. The bounty is not your cage. It's their coffin. So when you walk now, when you breathe now, remember this. Every step echoes louder than before. You are not hunted, you are crowned. You are not running, you are reigning. 500 million did not diminish your act. It immortalized it. Because only a fool believes that gold can erase the image of their leader's headless corpse. Only a fool believes numbers can buy back dignity once dignity is slaughtered in front of the world. And yet, they will keep trying. They will keep bleeding. They will keep raising the stakes until they bankrupt themselves, chasing an ending they cannot afford. And you will remain the walking reminder that their leader's downfall was not an accident, not a whisper in the dark, but an open spectacle that the world will never forget. Your head's worth 500 million, but your story is priceless. And while they pay in desperation, you earn impermanence. You've dethroned their god, turned him into a cautionary relic, and left his empire spiraling in madness. And the longer this game drags on, the clearer the truth becomes. They don't